Hello, welcome. It's been a while since I streamed. I think I'm finally over my cold. And yeah, gonna do more MSQ, catch up to Dawn Trail, do some reading, and yeah, here we go. Yo, how lovely to see you. If you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well. What's
It's
this?
so much quieter these days without everyone around.
This is nice.
Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
I'm still mulling it over.
I hope you weren't thinking of asking me for advice. Though if you are open to suggestions, I might have one for you. You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
It's a great idea, but where to start?
Oh, with so many exciting places to choose from, it's hard to narrow it down. But I believe I have the perfect destination in mind. Thavnair. That's where you should go next. I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Ritra would be pleased to see you. Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's, still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
I say it all the time, you're the best, Satoru.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement. I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across. Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
And thus I am returned.
You found adventure.
Ah, you're awake. My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
Yeah? Oh, you want that? Observe, the artist refines her piece into a masterpiece. And no napping this time. I only need a moment. You'll see. A little more room in the shoulders, open up the cuffs, a final adjustment to the hem. All done. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin. Well, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream ready for a bold new adventure? I like it. I'm so glad you approve. You've outdone to yourself, Tasha. Thank you. Oh, stop. You'll make me blush. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. They'll look at you, a famous hero, and wonder, wherever did she purchase those stylish yet practical garments? And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other's place orders at Taru Boutique. Ah, I can hear it now. The merry click-click of Gil overflowing from my coffers, sweet music to my ears. Burgeoning merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Oh, maybe you should start doing just that. You'll never know when some odd past detail might become relevant, or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Something to keep in mind in any case. The Undying Codex. Okay. More stuff to read. Cool. Same dialogue as before. The former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavnir, I suggest you explore your options at Medes, Maine, the finest drinking establishment in Batsat Charm the employees and they'll not only point you in the direction of local tale-tellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues. Now, I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, yo, and may fair fortune find you. Okay. Not bad. Oh, I need more prison. That's fine. Good without it. Alright. Welcome to Myriad's Mayhem. Oh, hello. I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. Ruins beneath the bounty. Would you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular, a historian in fact, who could tell you all about it. Ah, there he is, Professor Jolene. I thought I saw him coming. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Mayhem unique beverages. Offer him any drink from our selection and he should happily share everything he knows about the vault you seek, and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy from him is on the house, by the way. If Mir had found out I took coin from Thadmir's savior, she would have me scrubbing pots for a week. Keep your purse strings tied, friend. We will cover whatever you purchase for the professor or yourself. Yes? The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any event you do better. And what may I do for you, my Orosian friend? Oh, just a friendly chat. How about a drink? Well, I certainly wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Here we are, one of Mihad's finest. Enjoy. Ah, lovely. Bottoms up. Jillian empties the cup in a single pull. That was very kind of you, miss, but I know when I'm being softened up. What is it that you want from me? Oh, chasing down that old tale, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurous at heart. Now, where to begin? Might I assume you've heard of Azadel? He was Khan of Uri tribe when sailed to Thavnir from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Radzahan. His decision to aid the Arksadara is what ultimately won the war against the Gashuri, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. Truly fascinating stories, however, concerning his grandson, Aladal III, who was known for his deeds as satrap in Radzahan earlier days. Some attest that this man traveled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Other that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there is the tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Azadel III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all his worldly wealth within. In centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or hardship befell Radzahan, folk would remember that tale of hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune, but precise few ever made it home. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle and... Oh, my cup appears to be empty. Another round for the professor. Ah, I see we reached an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. Another for the professor. Oh, today was a splendid day to visit the Mayheim. Jolene gulps down his near strength with gusto. Where were we? Ah, yes, those who did return from seeking the treasure vault refused. Finally refused to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legend, and the golden lure grew stronger than ever before. That reminds me of something Azim was saying. Azimuth's fellow connoisseur of spiritus portables, yes he is. Anyway, he was saying that one of his acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail, I hear. But he did have... no, I can say no more. You seem a generous sort. What kind of man would I be to encourage what is clearly a foolhardy quest? If my words sent you to your death, I could never live with myself. I am no stranger to peril. Is that so? Perhaps it's your turn to tell a tale then. What manner of dangers have you faced? The very edge of existence. From anyone else, I'd struggle to believe it, but I recognize you now. You're the hero of the final days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves. Male heal. More of the same, if you please. As you wish. But is this one on your coin, Professor? Jolene drains yet another cup dry. Anyway, you being who you are, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little more. This fiend of Azima's, he was desperate to buy a treasure map, one which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Seems he could only get it from some merchants. What's his name? Bah, I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. Immediately, more drinks. You need some water. We're not gonna tell him it's water, apparently. Your drink, sir. Ah, marvelous. I'm parched. Jolene gulps down the cup of water. That was water. Did you tell her to bring me water? Still, that probably was for the best. Kind of you, really. My head will surely thank you in the morning. I seem to have overindulged. I am put in mind of words of Master Jezan. Beware of how much of drinks you swallow, lest it swallow you. Forgive me, I will subject you no more to these unseemly antics. If you want to speak with Asma, well, as I said, we share a taste for the Mayhen's fine spirits. He probably came in as we were talking. I wish you fortune in finding your fortune. You appear to have learned all that Jolene has to share regarding the undersea vault. To find out more, you will need to locate a man by the name of Azuma. Perhaps I should find myself a new pastime. The professor was able to help you, I hope. Unfortunately, nothing could distract me from the fear I felt during the final days. But those worries are behind us now, right? In that case, I'm off to enjoy some drinking and dancing. Hell yeah. Yes, I'm Azuma, and who might you be? All true, I'm afraid. My friend took to a ship out in search of Azadel's legacy, and I've been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All he could talk about was finding that vault. And that look in his eyes, I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He was hunting Azadel's third or otherworldly horde, and his ambition would not be denied. I see it in you too, that appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavor. So I will tell you what my friend told me, how he convinced a merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant one satchel, I believe, is seeing a map which shows the exact route, but my friend's purse was too light for its exorbitant price. With that meager wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there are ruins on a small island somewhere in the Bounty, and within those ruins hides the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend on seeking Azadel's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home.
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage. You may find the ruins hidden in the Bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king boy. Your scrawny-eyed had never returned with that treasure alive.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map! Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoard they stand to uncover.
Oh, the Stynian wolf.
What of you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
A fortune, you say?
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price? Well met, my friend. Someone is dressed for adventure. But why Favner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I've fleeced one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
You seem eager to be underway.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavnir what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove. Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits. Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant. Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not. You are coming along, yes?
Shall we split the expenses?
I appreciate the concern, but there's one thing I've learned from my time with the Scions, is how to better manage my coin purse. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
You will recall I spoke of visiting Vladimir at Vitra's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast, and he made his proposal once I was too full of Hannish delights to refuse. He wishes to train at the Radiant Hosts in lance work, but that is a tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or trawler with a ship fit for the open seas. Matsia is a fisherman by trade, yes? We should head to Akio and see if he can help us. of the sun. Oh shit. I gotta remember where this is. Where is this? Okay, it's right here. Hildebrand. Okay. I am hoping to hire a ship, of course, rather than buy one. My funds would not stretch quite that far. My friend, what brings you to our humble village? So you need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins. Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return fishing, I should think everyone would be glad for a chance to repay the favor. Wait here and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Ah, it is you. Do you know how far out of the way we walked so that you not cross paths with some wild beasts? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thavnir? You are, I know you are. And I've gone and cheated you. I work with Zazzle, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done, and I beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would have, well, we'd be. Enough. I knew your game, and I played the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You are kind to overlook this wrong I have done to you. But there is more you need to know. The map you got is very real, as the island it shows. I overheard Zazzle selling the information to another customer. He told that man where he needed to search and about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man set out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. I do not doubt these ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there is little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of. Now you gotta make me cry. We might need a hand moving the treasure. Assuming we find any. Still, it may prove wise to bring some companions along all the same. Any idea on whom to approach? The Scions have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Oh, I get to choose. Yastrola? Yastrola? Her magics would be a welcome addition, but I am loath to interrupt her research. Mayhap we could less a less prickly companion. Grattier and Kyle? Aye, Carl may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leak the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, if that man is as strong as you. Is he, though? Strong, I mean? What is your name, boy? Miharad, sir. Well, Miharad, your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. Wait, boy. It didn't take this runabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. I didn't. Rather, let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. Estinian is, I think he's not as gruff as he makes it out to be. Welcome to our village, traveler. Is there anything I can help you with? Who are you? I'm a fisher, and a good one at that. I'll row you the biggest catch from the open sea, or something smaller by the shore if you'd prefer. Your choice. Now if only there were as skilled with rudder as I am with a net. Some days I find myself so far from shore that I miss the morning rush at the bazaar. Okay. There'll be a time when I do all the dialogue of everything. All the quests and whatnot. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Somewhere there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let us be off too, Mirhad. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Oh, look who it is. Welcome back, yo. What might be the students do for you? Raha. Yes, he's in the main hall with Mr. Sproul. They've been holed up in there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break.
Ah, Urgica, my good man. Would you be so kind as to...
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
What are you two working on?
Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We were able to locate several accounts in the archives of Numenon, but the bulk of our documents was lost along with the Isle of Fowl.
But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around? The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition. I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance. Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already. Have you asked anyone else to come along? Then might I suggest we invite your Stola? Ever since the Scions disbanded, she's spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Goobel Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say. Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger. He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like. From what I can gather, the Loperites wish to build their own vault for the people of Atheris to explore, and are looking for inspiration to help make it a memorable experience. So, Why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Right! Then it's off to the library.
That looks important too. It's nice that they put these in like important spots that you'll notice. I don't actually know the end game for Endwalker, so I'm looking forward to being surprised. I know there's Soderbrand. I know there's gotta be an alliance raid. I know it's gotta be a standard 3-part raid and also a set of trials. Really, that's all I know. I don't know what they are. So I'm looking forward to finding out organically. Well, she wasn't hard to find, at least. Oh, yes, Stola.
I've never known Stola to doze off in the middle of research before.
Close my eyes for one moment.
Huh.
Ow! How long have you two been here?
We didn't want to wake you.
Nor did I want to fall asleep. I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me. As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me? Alzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished. An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Akiale, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane, last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him, and be on our way.
Through your efforts, our star and all life on it yet lives. And to think this facility had a hand in its survival. But it excites all manner of emotion. On behalf of my fellows, I thank you. I don't see Thancred anywhere. Was he not supposed to be traveling with Oriange? I visited Labyrinthos on several occasions recently, but I have not set foot into the museum since the day we boarded the Ragnarok.
Ah, our illustrious champion. Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure. I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
'Tis good to see you as well. I like how there's an option where it's just like, where's Thancred? Just good to see you as well.
And thee. As ever, thou art the picture of strength.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loporrits have been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Kryl. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loporrits now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts. Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos? Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long has it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
All is well, I trust?
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
How was your pilgrimage?
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter.
Oh.
In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather? Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loperates.
Ah, of course. And if you have a Stinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I? In all seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters. I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations. Till we meet again.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
Okay. Let's go this way. Beautiful. Oh. I will pray. I will pray to Sun Durva for your safe return. May the wealth of her blessings guide you to the treasure you seek. Ah, the thrill of an imminent adventure. I never tire of this feeling. Just imagine the possibilities. In my travels, I spied many a child wandering alone, orphans in all likelihood. Though homes raised by beasts and blasphemies can be rebuilt, the void left by those we lost cannot be so easily filled. I send you to recruit Graha and you return with an entire survey party. I hope Matsuya's boat is sturdy enough to carry us all. What he means is, we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I only ask that you take care to steer clear of the reefs and the shallows here. Excuse me. Aye, we will keep an eye out. Baked alien soup. Despite his misgivings, I wager Myriad remains in merchant's employ. I will pray to Sun Durva for your safe return. May the wealth of her blessings guide you to the treasure you seek. Wait, did I already read that? Yes. Yes, I did. Asdal III, I confess I am somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. Could it be that simple, more than simple folklore? And what of the treasure he supposedly brought back? The undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth promise ruins, but beyond that we know not what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let us dispense with the conjecture and set for the vault. None who enter these ruins come out alive. Well, we shall see about that. The treasure vault of Satrap will surely be filled with these diverse traps and devilish deterrents. Caution is paramount. I am aware that this story about an otherworldly journey may be just that, a story, but even the wildest tale often contains a few grains of truth, and that is worth investigating. One can only spend so many days hunched over a desk before it begins to take its toll. A spot of vigorous exploration is exactly what I needed. Oh, are you serious? Oh, okay. What's my item level right now? $553, and I need to be 560. Okay, wait. I might do Hildebrand when I get back. Probably gonna do Hildebrand when I get back. I'll be right back.